Hans Themistode, FightHype.com, here with my guy, Hammer, Erickson Lubin. How you feeling, man?
I'm good.
All
I
right.
feel good.
You don't got a scratch on you, man. Kind of hard to believe you was just in a fight last week, man. How did everything go for you in there?
Um, you know, I did what I had to do. Luis Arias, he brought his best, and I brought a little something to the table, and we got the job done.
More than a little something, if you ask me. Did you expect to be able to get him out of here that soon? He's been in there with a few big punches. Nobody's been able to knock him out. He's been in the ring with Javid Hurd, Danny Jacobs. Nobody's been able to stop him. So was that part a little surprising?
See, the thing is, man, I pretty much um I set that standard for myself this fight. I was actually going in there, and I was looking to dominate. And if I couldn't stop him, I was definitely trying to make a statement just through my performance and dominating him. But um, I definitely wanted the stoppage, and that's what I got. So I'm happy with I'm happy with the outcome.
Gotcha. Was it, I don't know if I want to say a relief, but a lot of people were saying that after the Fundora fight, people were wondering if you were going to be the same. Arias was saying the same thing. He was saying that you don't got a chin no more, blah blah blah, whatever. But that was your first fight, so was it kind of easy? Did you already know going in that you was gonna be perfectly fine, man?
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Um, I had some good sparring this camp. I had some top notch sparring. I had bigger dudes to spar. Some punchers, some that being in the gym just like pretty much, you know, it helped me. It definitely helped me, and a lot of sparring helped me out as well. And I just knew I'd be ready, and I got the mindset. I'm competitive anyways. I was going in there with a chip on my shoulder.
Gotcha. Now, right after your fight, you threw your fit on, got in that front row, you watched Carlo versus Julian. How did you take the whole stoppage? It was a little bit of controversy.
I mean, it was a good fight. It was a good fight for sure. I felt like it was a bad stoppage. Julian was punching on him when the stoppage occurred. So I feel like it was a bad stoppage. But Adames is a big puncher, and he was landing some big shots on him. That kind of wobbled Julian, but Julian was motivated and he was hungry. He fought back the whole time, and I don't think I think the ref should have let it continue.
Gotcha. Now, it was a little bit, I mean, at least a little bit surprising to say, see on your social media that you were just like, yo, I want Carlos next, man. Like, did you know
Yeah.
that like going in, like you want the winner of the main event, or was that kind of like the spur of the moment kind of thing?
Um, I kind of knew it. I kind of knew it because especially with the Canelo and Charlo fight being made, I know that that WBC belt is going vacant with at middleweight, and I don't really got time to just be waiting on Charlo to defend all his belts and move on to the next and see who else he's gonna fight, another mandatory or something like that. So I'm ready to get at it now. That's why I said, I'll fight the winner. Me and Carlos Adames, we got some sparring in, and you could just ask him how it went.
I'll make sure I do that next time I see him. When you look at Carlos, man, obviously he's a really big puncher. You're a big puncher as well, but he's probably a little bit bigger than you, even though he started at 54. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you would have to like worry about with him? Like, would it be the punching power? Would it be anything else?
I feel like his punching power, anyone has to be, a little bit cautious of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that ain't no problem for me. Ain't no problem. I'll go in there, fully prepared, and shit. We can make it happen. Like I said before.
Going into that type of fight, like why exactly do you just want to go into the deep end at 160 pounds, man? Like Carlos is probably top three. at middleweight right now, and you don't really want a warm up fight, man. You just like, yo, let me just get him right now.
I mean, middleweight's open, man. Middleweight's wide open. You know, he's not a superstar like J Rock said before. You've seen him hurt, you've seen him get beat, you've seen him all that type of shit. So I don't really feel like he's a boogeyman of that division either. I really feel like 160 is wide open. I don't feel like there's a no top name at 160 pounds that really just stand out. You know, besides when Charlo was there, the bigger Charlo when he was there. But you know, now that he's fighting Canelo and moving up to 168, I feel like it's wide open.
Yeah,
And I'll definitely be the biggest name in there. I'll definitely be the biggest name. I got a bigger name than Carlos Adames. We could make it happen.
for sure.
It's a good fight. Fans will see that type of fight.
For sure. You also did mention Brian Mendoza. So is it, let's just say that they came to you with both guys, man. Is it kind of easy to say, yo, I'll take Mendoza because I don't really got to move up, or would you rather fight Carlos because he's more dangerous, at least on paper?
I feel like if it's the same thing, if I'm gonna be fighting for the WBC interim title, I'd fight Brian Mendoza for sure
Mm.
because 154 is a weight class that I'm campaigning at, and I definitely want to strap up at this weight class. But 160 pounds, if it's available for me to fight Carlos Adames for the WBC middleweight title, then I'd rather do that than have to, wait wait with an interim title. You're not considerably a champ at when you just have an interim title. That's not the belt.
Yeah, for
So
sure. And it does seem like, he should be getting elevated in like the next, month or two, whatever. It seems like that should be the route anyways. But when you look at Carlos, man, you said that he's not the boogeyman. J Rock said the same thing. So what but Carlos kind of runs around and says stuff like Munguia is ducking him, Janabek is ducking him. He says like a lot of stuff, like he is the guy, like he is the boogeyman. Why don't you feel like he's as good or as tough or as scary
I,
as
I just don't think he's the boogeyman. I just don't think. I think he's a good fighter. I think he has good speed, good power. He does you know a lot of things right, but I see a lot of things wrong as well. You know, I feel like he fades in a fight. He fades and he gets tired. So I feel like I'll be able to capitalize on top of that. You know.
have to ask you, man, because it does. I mean, it seems like Jermell Charlo is going to move up to fight Canelo. That 2.5 year layoff or whatever. Is that kind of like a weird situation where it's just like, I mean, like I respect Charlo for moving up and taking that Canelo fight, but I wonder why he's doing that. Like first fight of the weight class and not fighting in 2.5 years. Is that kind of weird?
Um, a little bit, I think so. But at the same time, I know Charlo's been asking for that fight for a while.
Yeah.
He's been asking for the fight for a while. But and shit, you're gonna get paid some shit fighting Canelo. So I'm sure Charlo could use that money.
For sure, man. Do you think he could end up pulling that win off, or you think he'll probably be in a little bit over his head at this point right now?
Well, the last few fights of Canelo that we've seen, it ain't been, the Canelo that we're used to seeing in the dominant, like,
Yeah.
the dominant Canelo. So it's possible. It's possible if Charlo comes on his A game, he could pull that fight off.
Gotcha. Kind of want to go back to I know you're talking about 160 if you end up making that move. But like you said, nobody's really up there at 60 like that. It's Janabek, Adames, Falcoa is fighting for the title against I think like a German guy or something like that. So nobody's really up there. So 54 has more bigger names. So is it hard for you to like go up to 160 because you're just like, ain't nobody really up here. 54 is really where it's at?
It ain't hard, as long as it'll be for one of those titles and, you know, at least, a fight with Adames, that'll be for the WBC title if Charlo gets that fight with Canelo. But it seems like it's done, so I don't see why not. Um, 54 is where I'd like to, obviously campaign at and win a title at, but just too many politics going on with these titles and all that. Charles undisputed. Big ups to him. I tip my hat to him for winning all the belts, but you know we'd like to see him more active so that I definitely want my rematch with Charlo. I definitely want my rematch with Fundora, but just 54 is it's a little shaky right now. So gotta see what's in store for me at 154 and what's in store for me at 160.
Is there anything that
Not
you
official though. You can't
No,
run
no,
around
for
saying I'm
sure.
160 pounds. It's
For
not
sure.
official yet.
Not official. Just if the opportunity came to you, you would definitely jump on it. Put it like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, in terms of like the whole Charlo thing, talking about little Charlo, like do you think there's like anything that like the sanctioning bodies can kind of do? Because for like the past 2, maybe 3 years, he's only fought one time a year. And it
yeah.
leaves guys like yourself just like, yo, when am I gonna get a shot? Like, do you think there's anything that sanctioning bodies can do, or what do you kind of do when you're just kind of stuck in limbo like that?
Man, I really don't know, man. I really don't know. I wish I had the answers for that, but I really don't know. Um, Maybe they could do more tournament style fights. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm looking forward to a title match with Jermell Charlo again for sure.
Do you plan on
All the feet got to be rectified. Gotta get mine with Fundora as well. You
sure?
know,
Do you plan on keeping like a little bit of a close eye on the Arislandi Lara versus Danny Garcia fight, man?
that's another fight. That's Lars the champion at 160, right?
Yeah, full champ. Yep.
Yeah, he full champion at 160. That's another fight I'm interested in, and that's an easy fight to make. Very easy fight to make. He's with the PBC Showtime stable, so you know, let's make that happen.
Do you expect him to take care of business against Danny Garcia?
I don't expect him. He's 40, 41 years old. Danny's hungry still. Danny coming with it. Danny's young. So I mean, it's just a matchup that got to happen, and we'll see what happens. And I'm interested in the winner of that too. I want
It's
all the smoke.
I mean, obviously, obviously, but when you kind of look at stuff, man, if you was to fight Carlos for the full WBC title, and then like you said, you do have a guy like Lara who had the WBA title, so that's a fight that could obviously happen and become a unified champ. How motivating is that for you to just say, we love 154, but not only can I fight Carlos, who's a PBC, and probably win that title, and then we got Lara, who always wants a big fight and always down to fight. I can fight him right after and become unified. Like, how motivating is that?
That is motivating. That's like I never even thought about it like that. I ain't think about it like that. And hey, you making the job easy for me.
For sure.
You making the decision easy for me.
Don't forget my
Easier.
don't forget my 99% manager fee, man. Don't forget it.
Oh, you want all of it.
For sure. For sure. But just two more questions for you, man. When it comes to I know you didn't give me like an official pick, but I know when I spoke to you before about Lara, you was just like you wasn't too sure if Lara or Danny was gonna win, but you was just like, yo, since Lara's been up at 160, he's been knocking everybody out. Like, do you think that he will do the same thing to Danny, or if not knock him out, at least to get the win?
Nah, I mean it's possible. It's possible. I wasn't really interested in the matchup before, but now that um, I got my eyes on 160. I'm still 154 pounder just to, let the world know I'm still 154 pounds. That's where I can campaign at. That's where I want to win the title at. But, I'm available to 160 if a title opportunity presents itself. I just be the guy who who's campaigned at 160 for almost all his career. He just, started we fought at a catch weight, but he just started, trying to get down to 154. But the Lara and Danny fight I'm interested in. I'm interested in Adames. I'm interested in all those fights. So, we'll see.
And just my last question, going back to the Mendoza thing, obviously I know that you'll be down to fight him tomorrow in your backyard if he said he's
I
with
know
it.
that.
But when you look at what he did to Sebastian Fundora and how Fundora looked in his fight before that, and considering that a lot of people were just like, they don't know if he was going to be the same. And then when I looked on social media, people were just like, yo, Erickson looked great. Like he looked better than ever. Like, do you think that you don't really want to say it, but you're just like, damn, I probably took a lot out of Fundora, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You know, and his defense is he don't really got defense like that. So
Mm.
he in there just fighting. He really blow for blow with a lot of these fighters, you know, and that's damaging itself. And you know, the fight that we had, you know, that was the first time he's been down as a pro, and you know, it may have affected him a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how he bounces back. I hear that him and Mendoza's supposed to be fighting again. You know, they never gave me that opportunity to
Yeah,
fight Fundora again. I've been asking for that fight, but you know, I'm just staying patient. I'm staying patient. I'm staying down, and I'm, you know, when it's my time to shine, I'm gonna shine the hardest.
gotcha. And final thing, man, like I said when we first started the interview, you look perfectly fine. The fight only went like 5 rounds. Like you look like you good to go, man. Like, can fans expect to see you back in the ring at the end of the year, or is that kind of difficult to say right now?
Yeah, they can expect me back in the ring by the end of the year. You know, this year, you know, I've been fighting just once a year since 2020. You know, since the pandemic started, and this year we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna change it up a little bit, and you know, try to stay as active as possible.
Man, always appreciate your time. Appreciate you jumping on me tonight. Appreciate the advice.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
you.
Thank you, brother.